Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits.
I don't really
Here's how
remember.
the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally. Life waves, live long, live well.
Please share with us how the amazing X39 technology works. We got a lot of brand partners that are brand new, so they really want to hear from you. And then we got some highly sophisticated, educated doctors in the room. So kind of relate to all of them how this technology works.
Yeah. So the first thing to understand, I suppose, is that um, our bodies are based on light as a form of communication. We have a bioelectrical system in our body, which is all based on math and geometry. And if we can understand what this biological code is, we can do some really remarkable things with it. So the current direction of my research is looking at species that are immortal and looking at codes, that the mathematical codes that we find in the Bible and mathematical codes that we find in nature, which I now think of as being God's fingerprint. And we can use this information to support the body's natural healing systems in ways that haven't been available before. So with the patches, which is one of many different technologies that we'll come out with. I know we'll probably talk a little bit about what's in store for the future, which is incredibly exciting. But on the patches, because this is our foundational technology and our foundational products, they stimulate the skin with a blend of different wavelengths of light that are modulated to contain information. So what does this mean? If we think of laser communications, which have been around for many, many decades now, and that's how fiber optics work. We're going to take a laser, we modulate the light to contain information, and then at the receiving end, that light is unpacked and decoded, and now we can hear voice or see video. So the human body essentially works the same way, meaning that light is emitted from the cells. And actually, how light is emitted from the cells is an incredibly fascinating subject because it's coming from the DNA and the hydrogen bonds in the DNA. And that light emission has actually come from the spiritual realm, you might say. But what this all means is that in the thousands and thousands of different biochemical reactions that are occurring at any one time, there are pulses of coherent laser-like light that is emitted from the DNA, emitted from the cells, and this orchestrates and initiates the changing biochemical environment in the cell. So what this means is that now through normal course of aging, our glutathione or our copper peptide levels would decrease. But if we know the code where we can stimulate the skin and communicate with the body and say, hey, I'd like to increase those copper peptide levels, and I want to improve the activity of the stem cells in the body. If we know that code, then it's nothing more complicated than stimulating the skin with those wavelengths of light to instruct the cells to elevate the copper peptide. And the exciting thing is that that's only the beginning. What we can do with light-based technology is nothing short of extraordinary.
Well, guys, I am working on trying to manipulate all this. There we go. Just trying to find the right button there. And glad for everybody to be here. My wife will be in here momentarily. And I was actually playing for you guys. That is the that what you saw there was the thisisitinfo.com website that so many people say, you know, when you're sharing this product with people that you're wanting them to know, understand a little bit more about it, just send them that information right there. Just send them thisisitinfo.com, and those two little short videos, they basically tell everything, all the basic information that anyone that were to listen would need to know. While I'm waiting for my wife to come in, we have Galen Teslaa on. I always like to pronounce his name Tesla for fun, but Galen is a doctor, and he is, when I say doctor, he is a veterinarian physician, and amazing guy, amazing scientist as well. And he understands a lot about the product and everything. And Galen, if you don't mind, can you kind of share with us a little bit of your thoughts on the technology that David Schmidt has developed?
Excuse me, I'm just beginning to discover more and more about the patents and the technology, but the more you dig, the better it gets, I would say. And what he stated there in, this is just the beginning in the light signaling that's possible with this technology. It's just really exciting. It's groundbreaking.
I agree 100% with you. And those of you that watch our program, Israeli News Live, Dr. Teslaa will be on with us tomorrow. We're doing an interview together. We're going to be diving deeper into some of the sciences, the backgrounds, different things. So I know that some people, and you might, if you don't mind, maybe addressing a little bit about that. You know, there's some people that have this, they get the fear. Oh, they think, oh my gosh, you know, I've literally had people write me, it's got to be the mark of the beast. I mean, as crazy as that might get. Can you maybe address some of that even with our little group right here?
Sure. Basically, when you look at medicine generally, whether it's using pharmaceuticals or natural substances, or just things that influence our systems, when you are able to use light waves of a narrow band of frequencies to do the work, that goes way beyond surgical precision in getting into the signaling system of our neuroanatomy, of our cell biology. And so the beauty of these patches is that there is not even any substrate or medicine that is absorbed. It's simply a emanation of that light wave frequency that triggers the natural biologic processes to restore the signal to once again derive stem cells, or whatever the particular patch does. And so it's so elegant in that way, and that makes it free of side effects. You have no unintended consequences. And I can tell you, big pharma with their petroleum derived medications and so forth, we're all used to seeing long lists of potential side effects or complications from these medications. Um, and so it's just very elegant, the technology, and by design, completely incapable of inducing any side effects or unwanted effects.
That is absolutely amazing to hear. And what's nice, Dr. Teslaa, is you're able to share some of this stuff more from a professional background. And that's just to me, that's incredible to begin with, that you're able to come and share that type of information with us. And I know tomorrow we're going to go a lot deeper than that on the broadcast there to address these things here. So that's going to be a tremendous benefit for a lot of people that are listening. Now, in your I know that the company also makes one patch specifically for animals in pain. Are you aware of that one already as well?
Yes, that is the patch that stimulates acupressure points, which is fantastic. There are veterinarians that are accredited and trained in acupuncture medicine and acupuncture techniques, Eastern medicine, and so on. I have dabbled in that myself, but I've never had the time to go to one of those. Actually, it's a 2 to 3 year course. It's very intense. So what I've done, and that's not been an area that I've had time to train in. So I have mostly concentrated on chronic disease, chronic infectious, degenerative, autoimmune type diseases. And so over the last 20 years, I've been working on herbal cures and remedies for a lot of these diseases. And frankly, I get a lot of my herbs from around the world, and I get a lot of my research information from around the world. And it kind of confounds conventional medicine when people like me do that. But the ability now to take the X39 patch, for instance, which is going to stimulate stem cells in any mammalian species, a dog or cat or horse or whatever. One of my first questions of Shannon was, are there any other veterinarians using the patches beyond the acupuncture techniques and utilization? And I'm waiting to hear. But it seems to me to be an unexplored domain almost. I mean, people like yourselves have been using the patches just because you can't hurt anything, and you're seeing some favorable results. It's awesome. So I anticipate really some fantastic discoveries in the near future in using these different patches besides the acupuncture.
It's interesting you bring that out because I know that the company doesn't recommend, as far as for animal use, the patches, other than the one that they have designed for the animals, which is more for pain. And but our cat had a neurological issue. From what I understand, the vet said it was derived from her mother eating rats, and she ended up getting the neurological issue. She couldn't walk right, can't climb, can't jump, can't do anything, and just fall over when she tries to walk and stuff. But I went ahead, just for the heck of it, I said, I'm going to give it a try. And she's been on it now for about a month and a half. And the first thing that we noticed is she got to where she could do is she got to where she could jump. And she could jump on the bed, where she would never be able to do that before. And now, after about a month and a half, she started walking normally. So that's been pretty exciting for us. You know, to me, it was a small investment to try to give this little creature back, you know, some sort of decency of life rather than the way she has to suffer so much. So we're hoping it's going to get even better. She still has her deceit or eating there. It also came with an eating disorder, constant wanting to eat. And the vet didn't know anything that would counteract that problem other than just try to keep her on a diet that would not help, that would lower the issue of gaining weight. So, but it's come under a little bit of control, but not completely as of yet. So we're still waiting to see, and hopefully it will get better as time goes on. So, but yeah, that's been exciting for us. And I know that Todd and Shannon says that they actually put it under their dog's collar, the one that they use. They'll stick it on their dogs. So, you know, I mean, you know how it is, Dr. Teslaa, you know, your pets are your friends as well. So you want them to get better any way you possibly can help them. So, all right, I'm waiting. My wife, I know, is here somewhere. She should be in pretty soon. I think what we're gonna do now, she had sent, we have some videos that she wanted to be able to play for you guys. And so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna take Dr. de Blasio, and I'm gonna switch this to where so everybody can see the actual screen here, and we'll go to this right here. Dr. de Blasio explains how stem cell activation can improve your health. And now I know good and well she didn't want to go an hour and 5 minutes on this thing. So, you know what? Let me check the other video because let's see. The other one is this one's a half an hour, but I'll jump into this one about right there, and we'll just play this for a little bit, and maybe she'll make it in here before I go too much further. Let's listen in.
And that was looking at all the different alternative and preventive forms of medicine. And so you don't really learn that in medical school, but at least I have those tools. And then I do functional regenerative medicine. I do it both at a clinic here in San Clemente, California, and then also I work with many other clinics around the United States and do quite a bit of remote work too. So it's great to be here. I love that I've learned about the patches, and thank you, Marcy, so much for having me here today.
Now, doctor, that you are in San Clemente as a regenerative doctor, an integrative doctor, how did you learn about Lifewave, particularly this stem cell activation patch, and why are you using it for yourself and in clinic for your patients?
Well, I learned about it through a patient of mine. I treat mostly patients that have chronic diseases that, you know, seem to be difficult to manage and certainly get rid of. I have multiple sclerosis of the symptoms. I don't make that my identity, but because of all of that, I feel like I'm able to help people more and understand where they're coming from when they have long-term things, even though they're trying to live as healthy and great as possible. So I listened to one of my patients one day who is actually doing better, despite many things we had been doing, and she was attributing some pain improvement for herself through a patch. And so she introduced me to X39 and Lifewave, and my ears perked up because I have pain at night. And I thought, wow, I like this idea, but it sounds absolutely almost charlatan. It's, you know, too good to be true. And so I began diligently to do the research behind it and listen to David Schmidt's many webinars and look at the research. And I became convinced that it was going to be very safe and perhaps it might help me. And so I reached out and began using that. And that was back last May.
Wow. And so let's talk about what this is that doctor's using. This is from the company Lifewave. It is the X39, and it is stem cell activation wearable light technology. Let's say that one more time. Stem cell activation wearable light technology. That seems like a lot to say, right? And then when you...
All right, let's see here. Yana will be back in here just saying she just popped in for a second and popped back out. But real quick, what I want to say though to you guys that are listening in on this here, besides Dr. Teslaa coming on board with this, we've also had Bonnie, and I don't think Bonnie's in tonight, but Bonnie's husband and her daughter both are eye surgeons. I think her daughter does the optic nerve endings on the eyes. Her husband does a different type of eye surgery. I don't know if it's cataract removal, that type of stuff there. They both are also now using X39, and I know her husband is also looking at the research as well to consider the possibility of going even further with this technology. And incorporating it possibly, and their daughter actually still has a practice. Bonnie's husband is now retired. But another thing too that we wanted to share with you, and I'm gonna have my wife share this testimony with you. A good friend of ours, and Yana, I think, shared this with you guys already a little bit early on, that she was doing an experiment with a very dear friend of ours. I won't call her name on here, but with her son with autism, non-verbal and also self-inflicting to himself. Can you share that with everybody?
Yes, sure. It doesn't sound that nice. I did experiment. I don't certainly know.
Well,
really
not
that
so
way,
much an
but-
experiment, but
Right.
we were hoping that he would get some positive results. So we wanted to do what we could to help him. So we talked to his mom, who's a very dear friend of ours, and said, look, we'd like to try to help on this situation.
Yeah, let me just
Okay,
say it.
you tell
Okay.
it.
So what happened was that I sent patches for Jeremy, and it was before Christmas, quite a time, like maybe 2 weeks before Christmas. And I instructed the mom to put a patch on him for 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And of course, she was very skeptical in the beginning. She said, I will do it, but I have tried everything my whole life for him, diet, you name it, everything and anything she can. And she said nothing really helped. So I lost all hope, and, I would dispatch, do anything for him. And I said, I don't know if it will or not. I just want to try it. I still have hope. I will never give up hope. So she started patching him, and in the beginning they were not very regular because he goes to a certain daycare and he would come home without the patch. So she told me, then finally she found a spot where he can't touch it. And so Jeremy's being patched now for about close to 2 months now. And nothing was happening in the beginning at all. So she told me, well, I'm out of patches, so I sent her another 30 days worth, and I said, just keep doing it because there's a lot of damage, brain damage with Jeremy, a lot of inflammation, a lot of digestive inflammation. So I know that X39 does help with reactivation of stem cells, and it can actually have a very positive effect on digestive tract. So it was time now to send her third time patches, and I didn't expect a call, but I got a call from her just yesterday or day before yesterday. And she said, we only have 3 patches left. And how can we just make sure the patches will keep coming, because something amazing has happened with Jeremy. She said he stopped injuring himself and his hands are healing up. I mean, it was a constant re-injuring of his hands, biting. So he had like a strong marks on his hand because of that. And she finally said, I have been noticing lately he's completely stopped injuring himself. He's not biting himself anymore. And every morning when he gets up, remember, he's nonverbal and he's really badly autistic. He said every morning when he gets up, he takes off his shirt, turns around and waits for the patch, like he wants that patch. So that was very, very heartwarming for me. So she's very encouraged. She signed up now after all this time and signed up for auto ship for patches. She wants to make sure Jeremy has it every day. So I will keep you informed more and more what progress we make with him. But that was amazing testimony because for her case, for Jeremy's case, this is major. This is a major change.
Yes.
So I just wanted to let you know that testimony and read you another testimony that I got today from Sister Linda. She texted me today.
Dr. Teslaa, we're keeping you up on here for just a few
I'm
more
so
minutes here because
sorry.
we want to
It's
come
so
back.
nice to meet you like that.
Come back and talk to you a little bit more if we can get some more of your thoughts on some
Here
things.
she is. She is just on a patch, just few days. And she is saying, hold on, texting, Lara texting. Shalom, Yana. Thank you for replies. Okay, hold on. Shalom, Yana. I just wanted to let you know how I feel with patches. It's now my third day. I say they're amazing. I had such severe pain in my neck due to my AS, and it has really helped with it. I am putting the patch behind my neck, and I have also used it directly on a spot from where the pain is felt in different parts of body. I don't throw away the patches. I just put them on another spot after initial 12 hours. So yes, but anyway, she also says that after I put it on the first day, I felt a tingling along my spine and in my neck, and I felt warmth in these areas as well. So this is her experience just using it for a few days now. So we are getting more and more of these testimonies, but now let's go to Dr. Teslaa. Welcome, Dr. Teslaa.
Can you tell us about your uncle, Uncle Nick? That's my joke with him anyway. I'm gonna have you switch to that chair there.
Oh, we can't hear him.
Okay, he'll unmute, he'll unmute.
I guess, are you muted?
No, I don't think so. Can
Oh,
you hear
okay.
me?
Yes.
Yeah, I often joke about my Uncle Nick, Nikola Tesla.
Right.
And so he was Serbian, but I'm 100% Dutch. So there may be some relationship, but
Mhm.
it's not close.
Right.
There you go there. So
Anyway, we want to welcome you to Lifewave, but also when I met you first time over the phone, I was very impressed. You are a veterinary doctor of 40 years with interest also lately in holistic health for humans as well as animals. And you have a very special interest in technology, and this particular technology has caught your eye. So can you explain why?
Well, beyond the obvious, when the COVID thing began, because of my background. When I was in college in Ames, Iowa, I worked for the National Animal Disease Center and was in and out of a lot of the labs there, including the anthrax lab and other exotic diseases and so on. And it became apparent to me at that time that bioweapons research is very real. And there are things that our government does that most people really don't give much thought to. And so I've been a little bit of a research nerd, to make a long story short. And in the 90s, I really noticed in the veterinary community that a lot of the research, because I always subscribed to all the research journals, that a lot of the corporate interests were beginning to take over, and there was a lot of conflict of interest in the medical research realm. And so, I didn't really know what to think of it because I wasn't in that realm. But as time went on, like yourselves and so many others, we've seen things develop and evolve in government that is not really honest and not really in the best interest of the American people. And so by the time we got to 2020, I was expecting that to occur. And, then the alleged vaccine came along and so on and so forth. And I really tried to dig in deep into the technology, which interestingly uses some of the same signaling technology and strategies in using signaling with graphene, this, that, and the other. And so this whole alternative agenda has parallels with what Lifewave is doing for good reasons and to heal and not to hijack the human race. So
Right. Exactly. So basically, because a lot of people are afraid of the word nano, which basically means micro or miniature, tiny. And I know that with Steve, you have been using nanotechnology of liposomal vitamin C. And in the very beginning, it said nanotechnology on a vitamin. And I was scared myself because of, we have this programming, oh, nanotechnology, that's bad. Well, there is nothing wrong with technology if you use it for good reason. If you use it to heal, it's actually amazing because that nanotechnology within vitamin C, it basically it encircles the molecules of vitamin C so they safely go through digestive tract so they don't get attacked by digestive juices and enzymes, and then it goes directly into the colon where it's in your bloodstream within three minutes, basically. So it's very equivalent of getting vitamin C IV, which can be amazing for health and in a need, like if you have flu and colds and other illnesses as well. Cardio illnesses are very important to intake a lot of vitamin C. So I learned about nanotechnology with lipospheric vitamin C. This is why when I saw Lifewave and read about it, and of course, listened to David Schmidt and saw his very good intentions, and he's very much against vaccine agenda. He's against what the government is doing, and he's trying to help humanity to use this technology for a very good stuff. So I felt extremely comfortable, and in fact, I see a lot of potential. And what's better than activating your own God-given stem cells? I mean, stem cells, not having stem cells after age of 35, declining stem cells are the reason for our aging, right? Am I correct? How do you understand aging?
definitely, it's the lessening of the telomeres of the chromosomes and loss of genetic integrity and so on. And you're so right on target about the lipid nanoparticulate encapsulation. That literally is another mechanism that has been used to keep otherwise what we call labile or susceptible molecules from getting exposed or broken down to the elements. You're right on target. I agree. I concur fully.
Right. So in this LifeWave technology, what it is amino acids are reduced to micro levels or crystalline levels, and they're all sealed so nothing gets into your body, but they have the ability to pick up frequency of light that we emit as human beings, which is it's a scientific fact that we emit a certain frequency of infrared light, and that's measurable. So those amino acid crystals can catch that and reflect it back to the body, which in turn starts a lot of biochemical reactions. And one of them is that the copper peptides are activated, which in turn activate our own stem cells. And stem cells are what we need to repair our organs and our tissues and our damages. And this is what the technology does. It's so innocent, and also nothing gets into the body. It is not a drug. It is not a supplement. It is basically most holistic way of healing with energy. Do you concur with me?
There's a question about Parkinson's in the chat, I notice. And what's interesting is the things that are being found. If you look at the basic solid research that's out there, and there are good people in medical research that are really trying to do the right thing, but um, there are aspects of Parkinson's that are probably going to be helped with Lightwave. And my mother succumbed during the pandemic to dementia, Alzheimer's. And there are a couple of things that I can tell you about Alzheimer's and dementia that involve infections getting beyond the blood-brain barrier into the brain, into the spinal fluid, and so on. And if you use LifeWave, it will enhance your immunity along with taking supplements. But just having a rejuvenated immune system is going to improve your resiliency against all disease, all sickness and disease. So it's really rather remarkable. I won't take the time to go into the specifics on those things, but it's fantastic.
Yes, also when I actually took time to read a lot of clinical studies that they have done in university in Ireland, because David Schmidt has this cooperation with the regenerative medicine section of the university, the research center. And I also noticed, because, one of my experiences, very first experiences was I was diagnosed with PTSD. And it was PTSD, depression, and then it came with enormous somatic symptoms of pain in my whole body. Like it was similar to fibromyalgia, but I know it was a psychosomatic cause. So, and bone pain and muscle pain, and just it was horrific, with tremendous headaches and migraine basically 3 times a week. So my very first thing was that my mood has lifted, and I started to feel more hope, like a general outlook on life. And I started to get things done, which didn't happen for past 2 years. So that was in itself a remarkable thing. And then I read these clinical studies that one of the benefits of X39 is that it balances out brain as well. And it raises GABA chemical, and balances that. So because a lot of people are actually helped with depression in general when they use X39 and X49, which are the 2 stem cell patches. So do you know how that works, or the benefit in that area?
Well, definitely, there are so many feedback mechanisms whereby our bodies, especially our neurologic system, uh, are can be knocked off balance, and then some of these things will spiral out of control, and that's where your neurotransmitters and your levels of all different things, GABA and all the rest, dopamine and so on, these things they just get off balance and tend to self spiral into a place where it's hard to recover from. And so reestablishing that cellular control and balance can really make a huge difference in a lot of ways. And in fact, Steve, I just ran into a new study on inflammation and collagen and involving nerves that I'll send on to you. But it's some exciting new information on new inflammatory pathways that cause the kind of the anesthesia, the loss of feeling in limbs and so forth. And it literally involves the periosteal surfaces, the outer coating of the bone, and the collagen there. And there are herbal implications. I think as we get more into this stem cell activation, we're going to learn more and more on how to support these patches working better, specific strategies to really accelerate resolution of disease. So I'm just very excited.
That is exciting. And you know, one of the things we just talked with one of our friends out of Atlanta, he has a
Hey,
hyperbaric.
Brad, close the door.
Oops, just make sure you
Close
mute
the door.
yourself. Okay, that happens often. I'm sorry, people just don't see that they're not muted. Okay, so again, we talked with one friend out of Atlanta. He's also in Lifewave, but he has hyperbaric chamber. He has used it for a long, long time. And you know, he's caring for his health and he feels like having a patch is another benefit. But I was listening to David Schmidt. He said that hyperbaric chamber is also activating stem cells and lengthening telomeres. But he was mentioning that with hyperbaric chamber, the stem cells that are activated are actually some aged old stem cells that are reactivated. However, with the X39, somehow there is some sort of returning of stem cells to youthful state, like when you were 25. So he's looking for chiropractors or MDs or doctors who are willing to perform a study on people who use hyperbaric chamber along with X39 and see what these two together can do. So that's another exciting area to look into for regenerative medicine. But since you are a veterinary doctor, and I know that this is off-label because the company does not have any clinical studies on animals, but we are using it with our cat.
We brought that
But
out
there is
today.
one, oh, you already talked about it?
Yes, we
Oh,
talked
I'm
about.
sorry, I
It's
wasn't
okay,
here in the
okay.
beginning, but AccuLife is a patch for animals in pain, specifically horses, but it can be used on dogs and cats. And as I understand, AccuLife is the same patch as IceWave, that's for humans, but they kind of specifically targeted for animals, although they're the same. So do you recommend that people, when they have their aging dogs, aging cats, that they, you know, use that AccuLife for them? Is it safe?
Oh, would totally be safe. That's just doesn't happen to be my area of expertise, and I just don't have a lot of experience in that. But absolutely, acupuncture and acupressure is proven to be very successful, and I think ultimately it's going to be possible to maybe produce some videos on to teach pet owners how to place these patches themselves on the specific points. You know, because you have a lot of pet owners that are pretty diligent about the health of their pets.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of course. And I know that when a pet is in pain, sometimes you can tap them, you know, tap them and see where they're having a reaction, where the pain is. So you can put that patch right on a point of pain and use the
Mhm.
clock method, just like in humans. Because I
Mhm.
had some people who did ask me about whether, you know, their dog is in pain. It's an aging dog, like in arthritis and stuff like that. So I think that AccuLife can really help. Those patches can really help in those situations for the pets.
And let me just add, that is huge. Just this week, I took a call from a pet owner, aging pet, arthritis, and we just dealt with some cancer recently in that animal, but they have a relative who's a veterinarian. And so they were recommending this new, I think it's some sort of monoclonal antibody
Oh,
to treat arthritis. And $100 shots per month, maybe $150 injections. And there's a report that just came out of Canada talking about pets being paralyzed by this kind of treatment. So this is a subsidiary of Pfizer,
wow. Wow.
and so you know I'm going to have that conversation with them this week. But you know what this is better. It's
Yeah,
it's going to be better than what big pharma is has to offer for pets and for people. And what I find is that a lot of times people are really maybe even searching a little more blindly for resolution to problems for their pet, and that'll open the door to them wanting to try it. Just without exception, I'll explain the Lifewave patches to a pet owner, and it doesn't take too long, maybe a couple of minutes, and they're like, "Well, what about me? Can I take these patches?"
Right,
I go,
exactly.
"Yeah, good point."
And that's what's amazing, that it's good for humans and animals, or human animals as well. I mean, no, we are more than animals, definitely more special. But anyway,
Yeah.
well, Dr. Teslaa, thank you for being here today. We certainly respect your professional opinion. I'm so happy you're in Lifeway with us, and we will welcome you maybe even next time, the more you are researching. And if you find anything, please let us know.
Absolutely. My privilege. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, guys, Dr. Teslaa will be on Israeli News Live. So those of you that want to be able to catch that broadcast, we'll pre-record in the morning. So it should be up around noontime. I think you'll find that very interesting. And so let's see here. But anyway, there. Let's go ahead and take questions. If
Yeah.
anybody has any questions or anything. And Elizabeth, if you catch those in the chat, that would be great there. I know we've been getting questions about the Parkinson's and those type related illnesses and stuff. We have seen some amazing results already, personally, from people that have been diagnosed with dementia that have been turning around and doing really great. So to answer that question, yes, including one sister with Parkinson's. We haven't had an update yet, but we know that early on she was suffering with Parkinson's, and called from Alaska, and was already early on reporting wonderful things. So
yes, now sometimes for those types of illnesses, I think it might take longer time, might be 2 months, 3 months before you start seeing more results. But a lot of people get very immediate results, and especially when they pay attention to their body, because changes are very subtle, and sometimes we tend to take it for granted and we don't contribute it to a patch, just like it happened to me. And my story, when I didn't have a patch, I was returning to my old symptoms, old me. And that's when I fully realized that it was patch that truly helped me. And of course, I'm on it every single day, don't miss a day. And I added X39. The research on X39, the clinical studies on that one are quite amazing in terms of muscles and stamina, of what it does, especially for older people. How older people lose muscle as we age, we lose muscle or a grip strength, and what X39 can do for that. And of course, the bone. Women after menopause are losing bones, and it helps with osteoporosis, and the clinical research has proved that. So I do highly recommend for women after 50 to get on X39 as well. But of course, it's great even for young people when they're working out. So one of the things that I want to mention, some people are writing me that they feel extremely thirsty when they put a patch on. That's because the patches are antioxidant. They have antioxidant effect, and they are detoxifying the body. So there is a need for increased fluid intake, and especially electrolytes. Electrolytes are very, very important while you are on a patch. So don't forget to drink water and electrolytes, especially electrolytes.
okay, we're going to go to Larry and Martha. Go ahead.
Yes, I was just wondering how you get it to stay on a dog. We have a little blue heeler about 6 or 7 years old. She's kind of a wired, nervous little dog. And at the end of the day, I will put my X39 patch kind of on the back of her neck, but she rubs it off or somehow gets it off within 5 minutes.
Okay.
What I did is I took a pair of sweat, or not like a little, not sweats, but tights, and
Mhm.
cut the leg off the tight. And then I
Mhm.
cut the holes out for the leg. That way I could slip it over the cat. The cat's pretty fat, so I had to use the upper thigh of the sleeve there to do it.
Yes.
But that worked out pretty good, and
I see.
And that's
and
like
it made
on.
it stay on. Now I did take though, and I did use some hair clippers, and I'd shaved the hair back a little bit
that
to
spot.
to where the spot would be on, because I didn't know where to put it. I just figured right around where the spine would be
You want
at.
me to bring her?
Sure.
So
We
Yeah.
can try that, or also a collar. She rarely uses a collar, but I was thinking maybe we could tape one to the side of the collar facing her neck or something. I don't know.
yes,
We'll figure
Yeah.
out something.
You can
Yeah,
try
but-
that because it is basically it is the heat that's reflected out of the body of the dog as well. They
Exactly.
also reflect the light, this infrared light, and as long
Sure.
as it catches that, because even for humans, it doesn't need human skin touch on the skin. It can be
Mhm.
even through the clothing. It would work through the
Mhm.
clothing as well. So that's what's interesting.
Yeah, if in the rare case that a person was allergic to one of these, I heard somewhere that they could attach it to their clothing and it would work through their clothing.
yes,
My
as long
daughter,
as it's within 1 inch of the skin, they say that they do get results within 1 inch of the skin.
oh, that's good to know because my daughter tried one. She's very sensitive skin and gets hives easily. And she within 5 minutes had a red rash near it. And so she uses it on her clothing now. So I'm glad to know that if it's within an inch of her skin, it'll still work.
Yes, and also that little itchiness happened to me in the very beginning, and all I did is just I took it off and put it on a different location. At one point, I used it here for a little bit, but somehow my body adjusted, and that went away within days. Like now I can use it with no problems.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else? Any
Do-
other
do- can-
questions? Well, I've actually been going over these already, so already answered that too. So that's already been done there. So we do get questions, and Elizabeth has been posting in the chat because some people have asked where to order at. So she's posted the link there for you guys in the chat if somebody is wanting to order patches. Now, keep in mind though, if you were invited here by a friend, get back with the friend that invited you so that you order directly from them rather than from us.
And let me give you I will say that because I do, if you are texting me, you see that I do answer you. I answer you back. It's not like I'm not gonna get back to you. If not right away, just please wait because, I have a certain times, I have certain hours in a day when I check that phone and I do answer you or I make an appointment with you to call you. So the number to text, not to call, please don't call because I won't pick up calls, but I will text and make an appointment. So it is a 321 area code 305-2991. And you can write me questions. Just tell me who you are signed up with. Like you can be with one of our brand partners. It's okay. I will still, I will help you. Or if you just say, okay, I want to purchase patches, where do I purchase them? I will help you. So you can just text that number that I just gave you, or you can email us, benoonx39@gmail.com. Steve is better with emails than I am. I'm just kind of keeping up with texts.
What is
And
your name? What is your name if I text you?
Yana, Jana.
Yana.
Yes.
Thank you, Yana.
Yes, and thank you. If you text me, if you don't tell me your name, I'll just ask you what your name is. So don't worry, you can just tell me I'm interested in Lifewave and I'll say hello and we will get in touch somehow. Yes. Now we talk about benefits, which that's number one for me. I want people helped. I want them better. But there is also business aspect to it, and you might either become preferred customer or a customer that is using patches. In that, if you only want to be a customer, then click the word shop when you get to a website. But if you are thinking that you might want to help your family members or friends or neighbors or someone in your area or on your social media, on your Facebook, and you want to be distributor, that's a possibility. In that case, you need to become a brand partner. And in that case, you click the join button, and then you choose whether you want to be silver, gold, platinum, or diamond. And I assume most of you here are already brand partners or customers. So we have 2 hands up. Elizabeth?
Yeah, there's a couple of questions in the chat that I wanted to bring out. Okay, Michelle is asking, are the patches smaller for the dog body parts? My dog is only 5 pounds.
No, it's all the same. And the thing is, the company doesn't recommend for animals in the first place. It's just people have.
No, they have Oculife for.
Well, they do have
Yeah.
Aculife, yes, but it doesn't matter as far as the weight because it's based on just the reflection of light. So that doesn't have any bearing on that.
Yeah. It's not per pounds or anything like that,
Right.
so it's okay. It's not gonna hurt the animal.
Right.
Okay,
And
there's
Rita,
another question, Steve. A woman is from Japan. She's going
right,
to
I answered
Australia in a week for 2 weeks. She wants to know if she orders them, if she should ask you to send them to Australia or not.
that. I already answered her. The company is the one that sends them and not us. So what you could do, Rika, is you could call the customer service number on the website and let them know, and they'll let you know whether or not it would get to you quick enough, or if it's a situation where it would be better to send them on straight to Australia. So that I don't know the answer to. Lee, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yes, Steve. If I want to invite someone onto the chat, to the Zoom, do I need to give you their email address so that you can send them a Zoom invite?
It's actually easier if you send it to them, but you can take and send us their email address if they're wanting to join, and we can also just email them directly. Either way is perfectly okay.
Okay, so I'm not very techy. Explain to me again so I can either.
Like, for example, when you get the email from us about the Zoom meeting, whatever friends that you have that are wanting to join in with us, you can just forward the email to them.
Okay, I understand now. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, any other questions we might have? Oh, did I miss it?
Yeah, hold on. It's Lee. Okay.
That's Lee. I see. Lee don't know how to put his hand down because he's an old guy. We won't talk about him, but he's an old guy.
Okay, Lee.
All right, Lee, go ahead. Look at there. No, I think that means he's gonna smack me. So, go ahead, Lee. Oh, you took it down again. Look at there. All right, Larry, go ahead.
I'm done. It was just an accident. Sorry.
That's all right, brother.
Steve,
we got to pick on you a little bit, though.
Steve always jokes like that. All right, we have Sister Larry. Yes.
And Martha.
Yeah, I just want to give a testimony on behalf of Yana. We have followed you on Israeli News Live for quite a few years, and I remember seeing her once in a while a few years back, and she looks so much healthier. She just glows. She looks 10 years younger. Her hair is thicker, and I'm sure that this Lifewave, it's all from Jesus, from God, right? But I'm sure that through this Lifewave and through her faith in Christ, something's happening there. It's just doing wonders. I hope I look as much better after I've been on it for a few months and younger.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. Well, I do feel much better. That's my first thing I do in the morning, but I also believe in improving your diet, start exercising, walking. Like this Lifewave, and I had experience of feeling better with this patch, my kind of taste for life came back, and I am into making everything better. So your diet, your exercise, increase pure good water with lots of minerals in it. And then also take care of your mental health. So I think Bible, New Testament, is amazing tool for that. When Apostle Paul is telling us what kind of thoughts we are to cultivate, positive thoughts, goodness, love, kindness, and all of that together. And of course, Lifewave is a big part of my life. So thank you so much for that comment.
All right. Any other last questions and everything? So we're going to actually try to end on time rather than keeping everybody up to the middle of the night.
Well, if you, the people, there is interest. I know that I have several of you that actually are sharing patches with others, and you get confused over the business side of it. All I want to tell you, I did not understand business of it. It didn't even interest me in the beginning at all. It is a part of it. Once you start sharing it, you just will be forced to start understanding the business side, because that's, you have to sign people up, you have to work it. Company does give you bonuses if you sign people up. That's the only way that people can get that product. And also, of course, you are responsible for people. They will ask you questions, so you need to look up to your upline. Like, of course, you ask me if I don't know something. I definitely look to Shannon, to Ashley, to Jason, and now even to Finnegan's. They're above me, so above us. So we just kind of send questions there. Now we have amazing doctor with us, Dr. Teslaa. I had several times discussions with him over this technology already, and he is a Christian man. So it is amazing to have these wonderful people on our team. But I want to explain to you one thing. What is a benefit of going under us or under our brand partners, like in our team, is that one thing in the business side of that business is a volume. One way you get paid in the future will be volume. And when you have a good upline with a great volume of people, like we are ministry, so of course we have more people than individuals who are not in ministry. That's kind of natural. But because you're under us, you may notice in your back office that there are people spilling under you, because the company is putting people that they sign up with us under actually our brand partners. And that's going to be an amazing benefit for you in the future, because after first 3 hurdles in that business, it will all depend on volume from that point on. So as we are signing people up, they're going to actually a lot of them are going to end up under you, and our team the volume goes for all of us. And this is going to benefit you very nicely once you work this business. So I think that enough questions have come up by now about business that we actually need just business meeting with those who are interested, because there's so many questions in that technical area that we actually need another Zoom that's special just for that, Steve.
Right, exactly. By the
Right.
way, I got a message from somebody asked, she's a preferred customer, and would she have to sign up again to order another patch to get the discount? No. If you're a preferred customer, you'll get the discount on no matter what you order. As long
as long as you have one patch on auto ship, or as long as you have it monthly on a monthly subscription, and you get a discount. If that would, I don't know if it works with more than one product. I really don't know.
I'm
But,
not real sure. If for some reason you run into that problem, Sonia, what I would recommend is before you order, check on that and see with the company. You can also email them the question. But what I would do, if nothing else, then is then just turn around and convert over to
Brand
a
partner.
distributor,
Mhm.
right? Because with a distributor, even if you come in as a silver, you're going to get the discount on no matter what you order. And it doesn't mean that you have to be the salesman or nothing. It's just the fact that you're going to, at that point, you'll get 3 sleeves anyway, and you can exit out whatever they have in there and you can put in there what you want.
Yeah.
And that way it would resolve that issue for you that way too. So
Mhm.
that's just another way to do it as
Right.
far as that goes.
Yeah.
So God bless you, Derek from South Africa. Let's see, Ingrid. Hi, this is Ingrid's. So you use 2 different types of patches, one more for the specific healing, one for stamina, muscles. Yeah, that's the X39.
Mhm.
You know, I'll tell you something, just so you guys know, for us, it wasn't a matter about selling more products or getting people to buy more products. When we upgraded, we had so much room to be able to get different patches, and everybody that sells it just focuses on X39 only. But we were curious, what are these other patches for? What do they do? So we got a lot of different ones in, and I'm very glad that we did, because as we did the research too, we found out that different patches help on different issues. And X49 with X39, it's like David Schmidt goes into a very, very well documented study
video,
on there, a
yeah.
video that you
Mhm.
can watch. It's actually on our Facebook page that we did on Benoon X39 on Facebook. And that one works really good with X39, but it also rebuilds cardiovascular system in 6 months. It even people in their 70s were getting a 90% increase in muscle,
Yes.
50%
Actually,
increase in
97%.
strength, I think, or
Mhm.
something like that. But I mean, it's like off the charts. And I do know that that works. I mean, I'm 60, but I'm able to sit over there. I had 25-pound dumbbells that I couldn't even pick up anymore. And when I got on the X49 patch, I can literally just grab them like they're toys now and just work out with them with no problem. So yeah, it does work, and very pleased about that as well.
And their stem cell patches, they also activate stem cells. So actually X39, X49, both of them activate certain kind of stem cells, and they work very well together. And as I said, for women, for bone health, X49 is almost like a must-have. The other patches that company has are not stem cell activators. They work on a different light frequency. There is different amino acids in them, but they work on different things, you know, like sleeping or for stress. Glutathione patch is one of my very favorite patches, and we can talk about benefits of glutathione all day here, or like for 3 hours. But I highly recommend that one too, at least twice a week, because it will increase glutathione production in your body by 300%. So, any
right,
other
then.
questions?
Nope, I've already
Steve,
gone through it.
Michelle has her hand up,
Okay.
but she's not unmuted, so.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
there she
wanted
goes.
to add,
Oh,
I
there
just
we
wanted
go.
to say that I put my email in the chat. Steve, can you add me to your email list, please?
Let's see.
It's pretty much high up because everybody's been chatting, but it's there.
All right, let's see
Thank
here.
you.
I
And there's
will
another
certainly-
lady after me who put her name in there. She wants hers in there too.
Oh, no, we don't do 2, only 1.
Okay, I'll let her talk.
I'm sorry.
I was just
I'm
figuring
just
I'm
kidding.
talking, I might as well speak for her too.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
You'll get
Yes.
to know Steve more personally now through Lifewave, because he definitely is a clown. He's clown. He will
Yes.
joke all day long.
Well, I'm looking for it. Wait a minute. I'm gonna apply.
Elizabeth, do you see those emails? Elizabeth is our right hand lady.
I'm looking.
I'll grab them out of there and I'll send them to you, Steve.
Okay, I just found one.
Michelle is right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good. Yeah, if you can do that for me anyway, Sister Elizabeth, because
I just re-added it.
Yeah, you know how old people are. We're a little slow. Let's see there.
And there is another sister.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it
By
right
the
now.
way, those videos, this doctor out of California, she's a medical doctor. I don't know if Steve played them for you in the beginning. I think
Yes,
so you
yes,
did.
we did.
Yeah, look her up and definitely listen to her videos.
All right, now I'm trying to get smart enough to do this. Here we go. Let me see, there we go.
He's
All
doing it like right now, sister, so that way he does not miss this.
Yeah, if I don't, you know, I'll done forgot what the heck I was doing.
Steve, I only see one. I saw Michelle's, but I don't see the other person's.
Is Michelle still on?
Let me see here.
I have Michelle's, but there was another woman, she said. I don't see the other woman's.
Yeah, Michelle, do you know where that other one is?
Yeah, actually, she sent it to me by accident, but it looks like she posted it again, so I'll copy it and post it. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Also, I'll be talking here just to kind of remind you things. Write down your username and password. This is very common. People will tell me to, oh, we have a problem, can get into the account. And a lot of people just forget what the exact password was. And that's what we find out, that they forgot one number or letter, or they forgot something. Okay, so make sure you really write that down. And then also to stay active, if you introduce patches to someone and you want to get paid, you must be in active status. And what makes you active is that you have a 1 monthly subscription. Now, in case you become a manager, you need to have 2 monthly subscriptions, but that is like good forever. That's the only thing company requires so they can pay you, that you stay on active status with monthly subscription. And remember, 1 up till you are a manager. When you manager, it's 2, and then it's 2 always afterwards. And the second monthly subscription, once you are a manager, can be any other patch of your choice. So, but X39, I think that must, I just recommend that you have that one and use it, because stem cell activation, the company says use it for 30 days for every decade of your life. So if you are 50, 60, 70, and then what happens? A lot of people ask me, well, do I have to wear it forever? Well, you don't have to, but keep in mind that our stem cells get damaged by toxins, and we live in a very toxic world. So it's a constant damages happening to your body, and then the stem cells have to repair those damages. So if you're not wearing it, they're getting damaged. You're getting, again, the process of aging sets in much quicker. So for me, until, for the better technology around, I believe my stem cell patch is going to be part of my life, just like vitamin C is part of my life. So it really depends on you, what you want to do.
All right, guys, we are then, I think we've got everything covered. So we're going to close for tonight. Want to thank y'all for joining. Also want to thank Dr. Teslaa for being on here with us. And you're definitely going to want to look at that video tomorrow. We're going to go into some very interesting things with him on Israeli News Live. And I think it'll be a blessing for many people. So check that out. This here, I will get loaded up. It may be tomorrow morning before it fully gets loaded, but we'll have this loaded on Benoon X39 YouTube. So that way you can double back, and if you want to share it with friends, you can do so. And I'll double check Facebook in the event anybody joined over there. I think it's Benoon X39 Lifewave is the way you look it up, the group. And we're always posting videos there about things that are going on. In fact, the 2 that Yana had me put up here today, I'll be posting those as well.
On our Facebook.
Yeah, on the Facebook page, exactly.
Yes.
So God bless y'all. Y'all have a great night, and we will update y'all as soon as we do the next Zoom. even though we said we're gonna go down to 1 a week, we may still do 2 a week for a little bit longer and then keep it just to the Sunday time frame, because I see it works out really well for people in Australia, Africa, Japan. So we're really glad to know all of that. God bless y'all so much. Thank you for
Yes.
being here with us
May the
tonight.
Lord